want to just throw out some names at you of your players, because we could spend hours just talking about all the great players who've come through this town and played for you. Just tell me maybe what made them unique. Give me a characteristic about this player that kind of just jumps up on the mind. So we talked about Steve Kerr. Sean Elliott.
Sean Elliott was probably the best player that I ever coached here in terms of his abilities. You know, he was the kind of guy that could knock it down from outside. He had a great first step. He was a great passer. You know, he'd break the defense down, and like Anthony Cook was our center on that team, and I mean he just found him for lay-in after lay-in after lay-in. And in the big game, he always had unbelievable stats. 30 points, 18, 20 rebounds. When we were playing someone that wasn't very good, then he'd use that game to make sure the other guys were the high scorers, you know. But special guy, and he's had a great career. He's a great father. I just very proud of Sean.
Miles Simon.
Miles was the leader of that team that won the national title. There's no question about that. You know, tremendous competitor, not a very good outside shooter, but he could get into the lane, and then he'd do the up and under stuff. He was a very good player and a winner. And
Cocky little son of a gun, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Still.
he was. But see, you know, on this level, if a guy isn't a little bit cocky, then they're not going to do very well at this level of play. They have to be sure of themselves. Now, Miles might have taken it to the extreme, but
it helps him. It helps him in broadcasting.
Yeah.
Gilbert Arenas.
Gilbert was just an unbelievable athlete, and we were fortunate that his dad made him go to summer school between his junior and senior year, so he wasn't playing on these traveling teams because of other people who'd seen him. Why we might not have gotten him, but well, I'll tell you, he could defend. He could take the ball to the hole. He shot the ball pretty well from outside. When he came here, he was only 17. I said he was 17 going on 12.
Still might be accurate.
He was still, yeah, he's such a character.
He is. But are you concerned or maybe disappointed at some of the decisions that he's made? I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, he screwed up his NBA opportunities. You know, he signed a $111 million contract, and you know, sometimes these pro athletes make really bad decisions. There's one in football that I can think of right now with the Patriots that you know, it just doesn't make sense. But
did you talk to him through that, like when the gun incident happened, or what? All these incidents with Gilbert, did you get on?
You know, he was too embarrassed, I think, to talk about it. I was in D.C. one time and called him and said, let's just get together for lunch, and we won't talk anything about, you know, what's happened or anything. But I think he's just been too embarrassed to talk about it. He played in China now this last year and did well. And I think
Are you in touch with him
back.
still?
No, I still try, but and I don't think it's because our relationship wasn't a good one. I just think he's very embarrassed about what he has done, and hopefully one day he'll get over that.
So if he's watching this somewhere on his computer or his cell phone or his iPad, whatever he's watching, you could say something to him, what would you say?
If he sees this, I would just love to have an opportunity to talk with him, because I really like Gilbert. He's he was a great player, and he was a character as far as the other guys were concerned. I asked Jason Gardner, why, why do you and Gilbert get along so well? I said, Gilbert can be a little different. And Jason said, he makes me laugh. So, okay.
Simple enough.
You know,
Simple enough.